New polling shows President Trump trailing 4 of the Democratic presidential contenders. Former Vice President Joe Biden leads Mr. Trump by 9 points. Senators Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and Kamala Harris are also ahead. Biden is set to unveil a new health care proposal in Iowa today. Ed O'Keefe is in Des Moines. Ed, what's his plan?
Well, Anthony, he's trying to set himself apart from some of his Democratic opponents pushing so-called Medicare for all plans by instead unveiling a plan that bolsters Obamacare. And Biden is set to say that he'll take on anyone, Republican or Democrat, that seeks to try to replace the current Affordable Care Act. Biden's plan would cost about $750 billion over the next decade and would provide a public option if needed. It would allow Americans to import cheaper drugs from overseas, and the plan would be paid for in part by ending the Trump tax cuts. Healthcare is a hot topic on the campaign trail in recent days, and this weekend, another candidate, South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg, told us he believes in universal health care.
The way I've talked about doing it is a Medicare for all who want it solution. In other words, we take a version of Medicare, we make it available on the exchanges as a kind of public option. Now, if the corporate world can come up with something better than they've done so far, great. Maybe they can find some way to compete, but I'm not banking on it.
20 of the Democratic candidates are set to be here in Iowa this week for events focused primarily on health care and preserving Social Security. Anthony?
Yeah, meanwhile, Ed, Beto O'Rourke revealed yesterday he recently learned he and his wife are descendants of slave owners. What exactly did he say?
He said that they basically had found out recently that they had this in their past, and that an issue that he talks about frequently in the abstract is now far more personal. He also says that he supports paying reparations to the descendants of slaves. O'Rourke is the second prominent white politician in recent days to find out that he's a descendant of slave owners. Last week, it was Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. In that interview with Buttigieg, the mayor told us that he thinks it's time for white Americans to speak far more frankly about race, saying that it's time to fix racial injustices in our lifetime. Anthony?
Ed, thanks.